The president talked about Kyler Mueller in an interview with BuzzFeed posted just moments ago. Watch this.
I deployed an entire operation at significant risk to rescue not only her, but the other individuals that had been held, and probably missed them by a day or two, precisely because we have that commitment. The one thing that we have held to is a policy of not paying ransoms with an organization like ISIL. And the reason is that once we start doing that, not only are we financing their slaughter of innocent people and strengthening their organization, but we're actually making Americans even greater targets for future kidnappings. You know, it's as tough as anything that I do, having conversation with parents who understandably want by any means necessary for their children to be safe.
Jim, he says we'd be financing their slaughter and that we would be putting Americans at more risk and of really putting them in a situation where paying ransom would increase a lot of the danger. Reaction to the president's statement?
I fully support the president's statement. The fact of the matter is that ISIS is a group of brutal thugs, and the only language that they understand is power. And I am absolutely for negotiation and compromise whenever it is possible. Dialogue is one of the most important parts of our foreign policy. However, ISIS is beyond, far beyond the point of trying to speak with and reason with, and we have to use our military to be very strong against them and snuff out this cancer at its root. And at this point, our military is the only way to do that, and the president is right to say that if we continue to pay ransom, that will only continue to encourage them to take future hostages and finance their current operations. So yes, absolutely, I endorse what the president
said. Now,
said.
Congressman, when the president talks about we'd be putting more Americans at risk, I want to raise the White House press secretary. He was asked today if ISIS is holding any other Americans. Here's how he responded.
There is at least one other hostage that is held in the region, but you asked me specifically about ISIL. What I can tell you is that we are aware. We have avoided discussing the individual cases of Americans who are being held hostage, but we are aware of other American hostages being held in the region.
Now, this is interesting because he's saying there's at least one other American being held in the region. Does this have an impact on U.S. policy, Congressman?
No, I think that our policy is going to move forward. And I think that the statement earlier that we cannot, start ransom money to help finance these guys, we can't do that. But I think that it is also good, there's other things that's going on. And that to talk about those that may be held hostage continue. I know what this president is doing. He's trying to find them first. And he's not afraid that if he can find out where they are, to go try to get them and to get them out. And so those kinds of operations you do clandestinely. And so this president is serious about trying to find them and getting them out, and to the degree that we can, not paying for them. And that's what's taking place right now. And I think that's where he needs to continue to move forward.
It's a terrible tragedy, and we're going to stay on this. Congressman Gregory Meeks and Jim Markadis, we thank you both for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me.